So, funny little story behind this one. I actually got the cops called on me for trying to get this stuffed animal. What's up, everyone? So, a little bit of a break. We are going to be unboxing some of my own personal collection of vintage ornaments. Majority of this is going to be my vintage angel collection, more specifically the mid-century style ones with the nylon wings, mostly in that kind of pose doll style realm. So I'm really excited to get these open. These are some of my favorite things to collect for my own personal collection. So I think most of my little ceramics and other stuffed plush and what have you are gonna be in some other totes, but again, this is probably gonna be one of my favorites to open. So I guess let's get into it. I am starting to look for things for my new aluminum tree, so let's see if we can find some really fun ornaments that can fit nicely onto that. So gotta probably be careful with some of these. Ooh. Okay, so we have two, technically vintage inspired, vintage material used, but these are going to be two of my one-of-a-kind vintage Barbie doll head ornaments. Now, I make a set of these each year. I have already gotten started on this year's set for Christmas. Long ramble, I'm sure this is going to be a video in and of itself. I was planning on doing this with my aluminum tree video, but I think it's just going to be way too long at this point. So, let me try to control some of this paper. So, funny little story behind this one. I actually got the cops called on me for trying to get this stuffed animal. Fun little story. So usually I wake up pretty early for an estate sale, maybe a little too early sometimes, but I live on the outskirts of Atlanta, so people are really competitive, especially closer you get to the city. You gotta get there really early, especially if there's something that you're really eyeing. So luckily I take it to the extreme for, actually sourcing, but sometimes I don't know if I want to get up at 2 a.m., but it's worth it in the end. So anyways, getting back to the story, I camped out really early in front of this house, what I thought, was the address that was, entered into the website where I found the estate sale, which was just estatesales.net. So, I get there really early, first in line, of course. Went outside to see if this was the house, and then accidentally setting off my car alarm. I felt really bad about that. I somehow ended up locking my car from the inside, and then when I tried to open my door, my alarm went off, and yeah, it didn't last long, granted, but I definitely guess I woke the people up in front of the house, which turned out not to even be the correct house to begin with. It was I think 4 doors up or so. How I found that out was the cops ended up coming. They were nice. Asked me what I was doing in front of this house at 5 a.m. and they directed me to the proper house, which I can hopefully never say I am met by policemen at another estate sale early in the morning. But this was definitely worth it. I ended up getting there and still being number 1 in line. Not too long after, somebody ended up coming, so it worked out in the long run. Next off, we have one wonderful set of ceramic deer. I think these are done by Relco. Quote me if I'm wrong. Really fun. My partner actually found these at an estate sale. Unfortunately, they got broken in the shipping, so I did end up fixing them up. touching up with a little bit of gold paint. I think I did a video, maybe link that below in the description, but ended up keeping them since. Ooh, okay, this one's one of my favorites. So we have a very desirable celluloid Kewpie Santa. He does have his little made in Japan tag. He does have his little cherub wings. This one, I just think it's kind of a miracle this is still around. Again, celluloid is extremely, extremely fragile. It was definitely used a lot more pre-plastic / rubber when it came to toys. I do end up selling a lot of Kewpie related stuff. I have my own little collection of Kewpies, especially if they're really weird / kind of busted looking. Those are my favorites, along many other things. So next off, let's see what we have. Oh, okay, cool. We have just a little like ceramic made in Japan pixie. I think this one had like a arm repair. Again, I've sold these a lot, but once, you know, maybe there's some damage or something significant that happens to them, I'm kind of like, I can just scoop this into my own collection for, for now. So, all right, cute. We have some cute little flocked reindeer. Granted, I have to put a lot of hooks on some of these. So these will need little hooks to put on the aluminum tree. Really fun, little made in Hong Kong, guys. So as we go on, ooh, okay, so this one is probably my favorite pixie, besides my cookie jar that I unearthed. It's probably my favorite pixie I own. This one was also kind of found like at a thrift-ish kind of junk store, alongside another little blue one, which I did end up selling that one, but I had never seen a little like nodder bobblehead pixie like this before. I've seen this style in other little figurines, but never a blue pixie, so I definitely had to keep it. It looks like it was kind of a souvenir piece. It is marked Denver, Colorado on the bottom. Of course, marked Japan though, so it was probably just sold at like maybe a little trinket shop, gas station, what have you, little convenience store back in Denver, Colorado. So I think that one is really fun, quite unique. So next off we have another blue pixie. So this one is a Kamar like pose pixie. I'm trying to remember where I found this one. I think I might have found this one in a estate sale I went to in Alabama. Let's keep going. Oh, fun. So again, I do a lot of vintage like crafting or style crafting around the holidays, and I don't think it was last year, I think it might have been 2 years ago. I did like a bunch of these little Santas that were inspired by the Rushton Star Creation ones. So I did them with little felt bodies. Now I will say the faces themselves are actually vintage Hong Kong ones, I do believe, that I was very lucky a couple of years ago to get in bulk. Really cute. Love anything pink Santa related. That's one thing I've been on the hunt for. I would love to find a pink Rushton Santa. Extremely hard to find and definitely gonna have to pay up for one, but I don't know. I need to probably bite the bullet sooner rather than later on one of those. So if anyone has one that is available, let me know. All right, so next off we have some more Kamar. Again, they did some really adorable little angels. I'm sure I have a little bundle of these in here. Kamar, Japan, 1966. So, really fun. I don't remember if these are always supposed to be hollow on the bottom, but she just so happens to be. All right, so next I have a cute little like celluloid, very light, hard plastic little deer. These are pretty known for just completely smashing, so I'm pretty happy that he's still around. Okay, so we have one of my other little favorites, a nylon winged angel, which I think this one might be the first one we've grabbed out. I love that it's just a floating little head with wings. It does have that made in Japan little foil sticker on the bottom, but I love, look at her like rhinestone. She is so cool. Okay, so we have a similar doll to the Kamar one, but I do believe this one is actually made by Herman Pecker, and you can kind of see the differences. Does have those little wings, kind of in that robe style, but in red. Does have a significantly larger head, and it is a little bit heavier, a little larger in stance, but as you can see, very inspired by each other. Okay, like I said, they're all kind of grouped together. We have another Kamar one. I have a few of these. I keep a few in my Valentine's Day collection as well. She would have originally had a robe, but I don't know where it went. Still has her little hang tag, but definitely is Kamar. Ooh, okay, so yeah, we're now getting into probably, definitely on my top of my list of one of my favorite nylon winged angels. This one I think is actually made by Foursome. We just got a catalog with some of these. Again, another style that a few different brands kind of copied and played off of each other's designs, I must say. But she is one of my favorites. Anything with pink hair is going to be high up on my favorites / keepers in my collection. So this one I found, I think a few years ago in Tennessee. I have a few of these you'll see shortly, but this one is hands down my favorite of this style. Again, we have another one of these, but this is kind of the platinum version. Again, really adorable, just with white hair. All right, okay, so this is, I think, more of a recent find. We have a sweet little like tree topper nylon winged angel. This one originally had lights in her, but they didn't work, and I just kind of liked her how she was. So I kind of took the string of lights out of her. Granted, her head's a little bit floppy, but I think she's really adorable. I love her little star detailing on her dress. All right, I think I'm gonna take him out. So this is I do believe a hobbyist piece probably. They had a bunch of these in the past. Now, I mean, speaking of, I have another one right here. I think we have like a total of like 4 of these in our Christmas, but this one's probably my favorite, being pink. Again, it is a music box, and no, I'm probably not gonna end up playing it because it's, I don't know, once I start those things, they go on for about 20 minutes. We have this random like knee hugger Santa. Have another nylon winged angel. Now I do believe I have a brunette version of her, but she is really sweet little blonde. She has some discoloration about her, so, you know, not the end of the world for me personally. Okay, and here's that brunette version, which actually my mom gave me last year. So, really fun. Granted, the one my mom gave me is like completely minty, so it's kind of nice to see how well loved that one was, and how well preserved this one was. So I do wrap them in just white wrapping paper. This is what I use for shipping a lot of the time. So that's how I usually do. Okay, so we have another really fun nylon winged angel. This one's actually pretty large. She does kind of have a wire with a mesh netting underneath. So who else we have? Oh, this one was fun. So actually, this one comes from Amy at Amy's Rock and Pop Shop, fellow doll lover / creator here on YouTube. I do believe Instagram and TikTok. So, and maybe Facebook. So go check her out. I'll leave her linked down below. But she does a lot of these reimagined vintage style cone dolls. Wonderful, wonderful. I think this one actually came from a Build-A-Doll shop. So she'll basically have a section where you can pick what fabric you would like for the cone, pick what doll head. Usually they're all vintage, or I think she's actually been doing some like little spun cotton vintage inspired ones, which she's been hand painting, which I think those are adorable. All right, so next off we have a cute little kind of TLC, like crocheted / knit. I always get those two confused. Little velvet faced Santa, or felt faced Santa, I should say. He's a little hanger. I don't know if he was actually sold this way or somebody just made him. I absolutely love him. I just love how like kind of ratty he is. But so next off, we have some of these like caroler pose style ornaments. Again, made in Hong Kong. I had a whole set of these. Kept the ones with the pink hair, kept the little one with the bob. All right, and then of course we have another little like platinum haired nylon. I gave her some little chenille spun cotton little caroler heads. Oh, I have a few of these. These are cute little like kind of vinyl rubbery angels. So I think there's really only 2 styles of these, which I have both of the styles. There's this kind of like a lounging one. I really love these. Anything with platinum hair kind of have a very similar style going on. So next off, ooh, okay, we have this one, which was also a pretty recent find. We have a cute little light up angel. This one does still work. I just love the face on her. Okay, so next off we have another Kumar angel. This one is the one that's more like a actual fashion doll. She does have 5 points of articulation, her legs, arms, and head. Technically, I guess 6 with her wings. Let's see what else we got. Ooh, okay, so this one actually might just be my absolute favorite vintage angel that I have. This is a pose doll style angel. I kind of gasped when I found her. I was just so smitten. I've seen pictures of these. I've definitely lost an auction or 2 over one of these in the past, and the fact that she has pink hair, just love her so much. She has a little bit of wear on her face, but again, will never probably come out of my collection if I had to guess. So let's keep going. All right, so another nylon winged angel. Very sweet, kind of a little praying gal. Oh, cute. So this one's a more recent find. This one was actually made by Herman Pecker. I have to fix his little hands. He was like a little knee hugger, but the little seam kind of popped. But absolutely adorable. I love that he still has his little hang tag. I will say he's probably, granted he was well worth what I paid for him, but he's probably the most I've paid on a singular knee hugger before, which again, I do like a deal, but he was in a brass armadillo, I think maybe in Omaha, I think maybe. And I just knew I had to have him with his enlarged big eyes, kind of a rubber face. I just absolutely love him. I know he came in a few different colorways, but yeah, would definitely love to find some more of these. And so I actually just found one of these. We have another little nylon winged angel. And then this is our last thing we're opening. Oh, okay. So we're ending it off again with a favorite of mine. We have 2 Kumar knee huggers. Again, very, very strange, kind of alien looking in their features, but I am so smitten with these. I think this has been everything for my unboxing. Definitely let me know what you think. If there was any that you have in your own personal collection, I would definitely love to know if you collect vintage Christmas. Again, some of these, I should say, will be going on my new aluminum tree, which check that video out. That will be a separate video, apparently. Definitely check out the Etsy shop, where I will say I will be bringing some really fun vintage Christmas this year, and definitely follow me over on Whatnot. I'll be doing some pretty regularly scheduled live Christmas sales on Saturdays at 2:30 p.m. Eastern, so definitely go give me a follow. I'm gonna have a couple of shows starting kind of second week of November all the way up into mid-December. So really excited about those, but see you in the next one. Don't forget to like and subscribe.